Hello, why do Somalians always think they are not African? I just want you guys to help me explain this. Why do Somalians don't like to be identified as an African, while as your country is an African continent? Before I proceed, from June 1960, that's when Somali, all together with Somaliland, gained independence from UK. Then by July 1st, 1960, they get independent from Italy, UN kind of trustee stuff under Italian leadership. So they get independent totally by July 1st. So now, skip that part because it's important, but it's not important. The main important thing is the identity crisis that Somalians always face when it comes to Africa. If you go to any forum they are talking about Africa and Somalia is involved, you will see people in the comment section saying they are not African. Tell me where in geography Somali is located at. And this is to Somalians, the ones that are saying that Somali is not it's not in Africa or it's not African. I don't know where your brain is twisting from. When they say you are not African, when you say you're not African, then tell us how geography got it wrong for the past thousands of years. If you're learning geography in school, when they're talking about Somalia, they tell you it's one of the countries in Africa. If you're flying to Somalia, if you're going to Somalia, you will land in Africa. It is, as you are seeing on the map, it is in the Horn of Africa. Now, I understand where the concept of identity crisis is coming on. For centuries, the image of who an African is made a lot of people that doesn't fit, a lot of people that are in Africa that doesn't fit that image always think they are not African. Like in Hollywood or in the mainstream, even black Americans too, when they talk about Africa, their image in their head is a dark-skinned person or somebody that have West African or South Sudanese or to an extent southern part of African features. They don't know that there are other features too, you know, in East Africa, North Africa, North Central Africa. You know, so if you guys don't fit into that image mainstream, then you are not African. But forgetting that I've been saying this for a while, that Africa is a diverse continent. If you start to travel within Africa, you will understand this. That's why Africans, we can spot who's from which country. And then when we tell you guys this person is not from Nigeria, he's from this country, and we always get it right majority of the time, and people that are not African are surprised. How do you guys know? Because we know that we are diverse in features. Even if it's not by skin color, by features. Certain people that are tall in South Sudan, and then there are certain people that have foreheads in East Africa. So people like Somalians, Kenyans, Ethiopians, Eritreans, they tend to have foreheads. So then West Africa tend to have, some part of West Africa has tend to have people that are dark skinned, and then people in North Central Africa have to have people that have dark skin and very tall people, and then fair skin too. You know, all those things make Africa unique. Then if you go up north, Arabic features everywhere. So that image is what is making some of these people in East Africa confused. So without saying too much, let me go back to the reason why I'm making this video. Now, if Somalians can tell us those ones where in Africa is Somalia located at, then it can help us know what to call them. You know, it doesn't mean for you to be an African doesn't mean you have to be dark skinned. That's not how. That's it. People that think like that are dumb, but they don't know it. To some credit, Ethiopians used to think like this 10 years ago. They used to want to say they are not African, they are Habesha. Where is Habesha located? Where is Ethiopia located at? But for some reason that ignorance is reducing, but the one in Somalia is still stagnant, it's not moving. Egypt is the only country in Africa that can actually try to say they are not African, and then we say we understand. They are in African continent, but their country is facing Asia. Up north, more things is happening up north than downside when it comes to Egypt. But to an extent, majority of them are understanding they are African. They are understanding it because Their ethnicity might be Arabs, and other ethnic backgrounds around it, but they start to understand that to be African means your country have to be in Africa. At least that's the concept that I'm pushing here. The same with Somalians, but for whatever reason, Somalians always try to run away from I am African identity. That's dumb. That's the most dumbest thing you can think of. I'm not calling you guys dumb, but if your country is located in Africa and you don't want to accept that you're an African, then you have a problem. And another thing is that the fun thing about being an African is that Africans, we don't even give this type of thinking energy like see people do in the West. Like racial identity, people are obsessed about it. Africans don't care about it. And Africans don't even care if you identify yourself as an African or not. It's just that they see you as you're fooling yourself, but not knowing it. You understand? So if you're Somalian and you still insist that Somalia is not African, tell me, where is Somalia located at? When the British colonized Somalia, they didn't say Somalia was in Europe. They didn't say Somalia was in Asia. They said Somalia is in East Africa. Both Somalia, Somaliland, both of them. Geography have been saying Somalia is in Africa for thousands of years. So because of you have internet and then you have this distinct feature that doesn't fit the mainstream discrimination of what an African person look like, then because of that, it gives you a reason to exempt yourself that you're not African. Nobody is begging you to be an African. That's the most ignorant part of it that people always carry on in their head and don't want to let go. Nobody is begging you to be an African. It's just that when you say it to the whole world, you sound stupid. So all these things that I've said, if you feel like you're still an African, explain to me where. Don't try to tell me something about race, because being an African is not about skin color. That's another thing you guys it's not about skin color, it's not about features. Being an African is where your country, the continent where it's coming from. Somebody in UK will not tell me, somebody cannot come and tell me UK is in Africa. No, it's not. So where is your country located at? That's what makes you African. African, it doesn't mean, that's why sometimes when you talk about Africa, people go by race. When they see somebody that is fair skinned or light skinned and the person say, I'm African, people in the West, in America, find it hard to believe. Try to see if they are bleaching or maybe they look different. Why? Oh, if you're African, why are you fair? Why are you light skinned? But there's light skin everywhere. Nigeria have a lot of light skinned people. They don't have any mixed race. They don't have any. So from what I'm getting is, when Somalians talk about they are not African, it's coming from a place of race or features, because all of them, majority of them are dark skinned, but they have features that are, somewhat Middle Eastern, South Asian leaning. But still, your country is in Africa. It means you're African. Same with Ethiopia, same with Kenya, same with Eritrea. Yeah, same with Egypt too. You understand? So running away from that makes you stupid. That's not that way to look at it. So if you still want to argue for the sake of making a point, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Where is Somalia from? So from now on, we'll say, okay, Somalia is from this place of the world, or universe or whatever. So that's the video. I have talked about this before, but I was mostly talking about North Africans. Then I have to add Somalians and Ethiopia in the midst of the conversation while I was making. I have never make a video directly about Somalia. I don't think so. I have made a lot of videos. I don't know. It's up to you guys to let me know in the comment section. But if you're Somalian watching this, let us know the identity, to what it means to be African. The definition of it many years ago is no longer what it is. The same way they stop. Yeah, that's it. See you guys.